recording, right? But I keep trying as well. That's what we do.
Am I in a bad spot?
No, you're great.
You know, I like to be ready so I can do music.
No, you're
Then I make a
100%.
little wiggy wave so I can get up and dance without disturbing.
You're doing exactly what you should be doing. Good.
Where?
But are you going to need to call them?
No, I'm gonna sit there.
See, I don't tend to be good.
Shalom, everyone. Check one. Could someone who's doing the sound, Daniel, can you boost this until we hear feedback? Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
If there aren't enough seats, if folks want chairs, there are probably more chairs than that.
Check 1, 2, that's great.
All the chairs that we have are out. So please don't If the chair is next to somebody you don't know, enjoy the friend, right? And I know if you'd like to stay, there's also child clothes, also there for you if you need it.
Okay, everybody, welcome. My name is Zach Fredman. I happen to be a rabbi. I'm the director of the Temenos Center for the Arts, and we're collabing with our dear Shabbat. And when the Shabbat was planned, we didn't know that Kol Chai was coming to its sunset, as the email language put, and as we'll investigate. And so we're going to investigate endings a little bit this evening, and what that feels like and what it means and how we can imagine all the different metaphors of ending and find the ones that speak to us in the best ways. That sound okay? Yeah. Cool. This is how Temenos starts services. Take your hands up like this. Breathe in. Exhale and shake. And let go of all the things that came on you over the course of this week that you do not want to carry into the Sabbath. We're going to breathe in again. Breathe in. Exhale. Morelli, ready? Let's shake. Ready? 1, 2. Only if you're in the mood. 2, 3. Breathe in. Exhale. Gentle one. Okay, on these next 3, we are going to exhale with noises. You are a human being. You don't have to make only human noises. You are an animal and a spirit and a demon. any noises you would like to bring out of you, bring them forth. The space is open. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. And yet, shake your shoulders. Twirl your head around gently, please. Get out some creaks and cracks. Shake your knees. Shake your ankles. Okay, last series of breaths, this time with your hands either over your heart like this sweetly or in your lap open, whichever is more comfortable. Breathe in. And again. Exhale. One more time, breathe in. Exhale. Is there someone for whom it would be deeply meaningful to light the shells? Hands together, eyes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehalit ner shel Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem on page 6. We welcome all the angels, all the souls that were missing on the other side, all the forces and spirits and enlightened beings that come and want to be around us for this magical ceremony that we are about to begin. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashem, Malachei Elyon, Miri Melech, Malachei Hamachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Welcome. Welcome. Hakadosh Hakadosh. And word. Not yet. We're gonna sing Yedid Nefesh on page 8. There's a little musical interlude between the verses that I hope you'll join me for. And I'll play some oud.
Country's in so much fucking trouble.
When I die, when mine is being taken out, you must never think I am missing this world. Shed tears, lament, but don't feel sorry. I'm not falling into a monster's abyss. When you see my corpse is being carried, cry for my leaving, but I'm not leaving. I'm arriving at eternal love. When you're in the grave, don't say goodbye. Remember, a grave is only a curtain for the paradise behind. You'll only see me descending into a grave. Now watch me rise. How can there be an end? When the sun sets or the moon goes down, it looks like the end. It seems like a sunset, but in reality, it is a dawn. When the grave locks you up, that is when your soul is free. Have you ever seen a seed fall into earth, not rise with new life? Why should you doubt the rise of a seed named healing? Have you ever seen a bucket lowered into a well, coming back empty? Why lament for a soul and come back like Joseph from the well? When for the last time you close your mouth, your words and soul will belong to the world of no time.
Page 10. Yahudi. 24. Now we rise and face the doorway to welcome the beloved. Boi veshavu bala gavesita au oto femore au segura boi khada boi lechando dirika kala ya Shabbat. Okay, now I am very reticent to do so. Very reticent. At this point in the service, I often have everybody wish each other around them shalom and say hello to your neighbors. It usually takes us an extra awful long time to get everybody back to the service. Today I'm doing it on faith that when we're ready to come back, okay? The kibitzing is not going to go on for an hour and a half. Wish neighbors good Shabbos. Okay, now's that moment. Marfu 31. Oh Marfu Edatona Amagora. Your turn. Baro Adona Amagora. Okay, we're going to sing these more shir Yom Shabbat. If you had something great happen this week, or something not great, but something that you'd like to put a mark in and take something from, that's what this song we're going to sing. I'll teach you your part. We're gonna say the Shema, find a really sweet, tender, soft spot inside yourself and settle in there like you're making a bird's nest or something comfy you'd like to sit in a sweet, tender spot. And from there, we'll chant the Shema. Okay? Big breath in. Megan and I have been playing together a long time. We don't have to rehearse anymore, we're so good. Not being humble, but we rehearsed for a long time. And when there's a really hard song, then we have to rehearse. Megan's gonna play what we call a takasim. It introduces the ground and makam ajam from the sea. sing, okay? No repeat, just with me. Mi chamocha Maheli Madonna Mi chamocha Nora. We make a prayer for peace, and we begin with calling to the space those who are suffering the most. We wish them peace first, and then those who are suffering a little less, we wish them peace. Then those who are suffering a little less, we wish them peace. Then those people who are suffering a little less, and you can't measure suffering, but you can. The work has to begin where the suffering is most acute. Rosaleinu gashon echad v'tagneinu b'tzato efanecha Elohim Rosaleinu gashon echad v'tagneinu We'll take about 2 to 3 minutes for personal prayers. Now that we've made the group space, if you'd like to remain quiet in your seat, that's fine. If you'd like to stand or find a window, a couple of minutes. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Let's please do Shabbat together. So I want to do a couple of small things, but mostly it's leading towards a group exercise. Okay, I just want to give like a couple of ideas to sprinkle on top. It's going to be kind of a group thing. I guess I want to give a little bit of my personal history, very brief, because it's not exactly the space, but I think a little bit is helpful in it. I ran the new shul, which was in the West Village, for 10 years, and it was the first 10 years of working as a rabbi. I went to the Jewish Theological Seminary, and I was hired at the beginning, or while I was still in school, and so I spent the first 10 years of working as a rabbi in one place, and it was a lot of years. 10 years is, a lot of years of relationship with a group of people. And it was years that I was really young to be working as a rabbi, and they're like, all the other rabbis didn't take criticism as well as you do. And I said, well, I've never done this before. I have no idea what I'm doing. So, I'll take, help me figure out how to do my thing. And I got to, I was less willing to take the criticism. But in the beginning, I was very willing. And I felt, from my angle, I felt like close that chapter as best I could. I was respectful of timelines, and I tried to really close that chapter in a good way. And it was in the pandemic, so it was really complicated. Like, I left 2020, and we knew for a year that I was leaving. But even with, warning and care and compassion, still, endings are really hard. Endings are painful, and even with all the care and attention, there were, just some relationships that went sour and that didn't end as well as I would have liked. And some with years, there were some nice repairs. I actually had some phone calls, era of Yom Kippur this year, which is now about 4 years since leaving, that were really healing, really nice phone calls. We did a Sukkot gathering with some friends that was sweet, and somebody, I can't remember who it was, at the end came and said, "Oh, Zach, it's so good you're here because you can hold everything. We're so happy you're here to hold everything," in a really nice way. And no, not so fast. Like, we have to switch the models a little bit, and that I think that model that came through me, one man, one person that held the whole thing and held it all together and could be the figure that holds the thing. And look at how that's done for the world. So clearly that's not the model. And I said, I'll be an arm of the holding, or a limb. I think I started with a finger. I said, well, come on, be an arm. I said, maybe, maybe somewhere between a finger and an arm. And so I think that's just, I wanted to preface with that, like finding models of leadership and community where we're all holding each other, and that there's times where it's very profound to be in the presence of rabbi, and you need somebody to be rabbi for you in a moment. And rabbis need people to be priests and priestesses. If this person doesn't have communities where they can go to for that, it's a bad situation. And so I have people where I go, and priestesses whose feet I get to be at, and that's very nourishing to me. And so that's interchangeable. It's not, only, we can all be priests and priestesses for each other at different times, different areas of expertise. This is a fantastic book. Emmanuel Cochia is a French philosopher called Metamorphoses, plural, not Kafka. And he puts forth this vision of transformation and transmutation, and thinking about life, force, and that when a being's life force ends, let's say a human being's life force ends, the body returns to the soil and slowly gets eaten by mushrooms and bugs and becomes something else. It becomes a cloud, and becomes rain, and becomes a tree, and that tree drops its things, and it becomes the next thing, is eaten by the next thing. There's always, it's often eating is one of the forms of metamorphoses, where there's a section where he imagines, or he's quoting another author, imagining three of an atom, one atom, as it's moved through billions and billions of years of life, and it was stuck in a rock for 3 billion years, and then the sediment of the rock started to decay, and it became the next thing. That, you know, if you imagine all the atoms of the cosmos, life is moving through those sediments, and soul, we're not even getting to soul yet, but even just the sediments of life, and that over time, we're all sharing each other's atoms. And then, I had forgotten in this week is Noah's Ark. He says, what's the real Noah? We're the Noah's Ark. We're the gathering of all the animals that have ever existed in our body. Our atoms have been each of those things. And I think when we think about intelligence, like the reason we have access to all of these intelligence, animal intelligences and fungi intelligence and tree intelligence, we have access to those because the cells of our body have been those things. We have water wisdom, and that's that dance. Material wisdom, because we really like these bodies. We see these hands and we go, everything must have a limit, and when this form ends, it's over. But we also have this soul thing that says it works completely differently, different sets of laws. That's the big thing we have to wrestle with. Okay, there's a page on here where where a lady who's like an alligator doctor is like going through some place with the alligators, and things get out of hand, and an alligator is trying to eat her, and she's freaking out a little bit. She writes it nicely, but an alligator is trying to eat her, and more so than even the freak out of being at the precipice of death was the shock at, yes, eat me? I'm not food. Humans, we don't get eaten, right? That she's flipping out that this alligator is going to eat her. There's moral repugnancy at the thought that the alligator could eat this human being. And so the included in this book is because we're all going to become the food. We're going to become food for something. You're going to be eaten by something. It's not going to, I hope it's not going to be an alligator, but it's probably going to be a mushroom or a bug or something, right? Life is going to transform. So I'm going to read you a short little paragraph. Feeding, the most common and repeated form of metamorphosis, is also evidence that death cannot be understood as the opposite of life. The passage of that life common to all from one form into another. Death can never interrupt life, but only ever change its mode of existence. A corpse is the life and the food of other living beings. All death is a continuation of life with a new face. And inversely, life is always constituted in the form of a reincarnation of the life that preceded it. Bodies do not describe the ontological limits of that which animates them, but only the boundaries of its temporary manifestation. In the Kol Chai email, I really liked, or I was struck by the metaphor of sunsetting. Right? That was the metaphor that was used. We're gonna sunset the organization. And so here's what I want to do. I want to imagine the metaphors of different endings. What are things that end? Okay, come up with your thing that end. Like I don't even want to give examples. All the different things that have an ending. Okay, that's question one. Question two is there a sweet Kol Chai memory that in like 30 seconds? Because if we go more than 30 seconds, we're going to be here for hours. But an ending metaphor, and do you have, if I say, what's a sweet Kol Chai moment that comes to mind, that would be nice to share. The thing that gets tricky, right? If we've got this vision of metamorphosis and things all becoming into each other, which is sweet. But the things that human beings skip over sometimes, in deaths. I think there's three things. Skip over the goodbye. Sometimes the ending is there's feelings that hurt, and so it's a goodbye. We say a bad bye. You know, it's like there's a bad bye, but sometimes that happens. What's the version of a goodbye? Like, so that's why this question of bring a good moment and let's surface that. Goodbye. 2, we skip more. A friend of mine, I was thinking about this, getting ready, and a friend of mine had a dog of like 14 years. And she texts me, the dog dies, and I coincidentally were at her house like 4 days later, and I come over, and there's a dog there. I go, what? I swear you sent me a picture that the dog had died. They're like, yeah, we got a new one. In 4 days, I was like, she's like, I didn't want the kids to have to, you know, so sometimes we skip mourning, and mourning is really important. There's so many lessons to be learned from mourning. And the land has to lie fallow. The land has to lie fallow. After cycles of being, the land has to rest. And so those things get skipped over. We have bodies, we're like, oh, we want a new doggy, let's have a new doggy, let's skip those middle things. They're hard. I don't want to face those things. Let's just do the next thing. Okay, so that's our question. Do you have a metaphor of an ending, ends, or something that has a life? And do you have a sweet kol chaimer that you want to share in 30 seconds or so? And try and speak loud so that the whole room can hear, and maybe you want to stand unless you have somebody laying on you.
Exactly. So Shabbat Shalom, and thank you so much. I came to Kol Chai for a little while during COVID, and then I really felt like I had arrived the day that one member of the community just really reached out to me here and welcomed me and connected. And then she texted and made sure I was cared for, and really I felt like she was Kol Chai. Like I didn't know anyone, but she was. And she's just kind of a magnificent old soul. And when she died, I couldn't understand that she died, because to me she wasn't mortal, she wasn't human. She had this light and this wisdom and this kindness. And today you feel that for me, because I know she, who worked with clay all the time, and I believe, and I didn't know her well enough to be sure, but I can get some nods, that she absolutely was simply transformed. If not, like, moving to her, who she is meant to be, right? And then this year, I was away from Kol Chai for a little break, and I decided to come back because I had friends who I wanted to be that person for Kol Chai. And so that was a transformation. And I'm so clear listening to you that this do-si-do must continue for life. Life is never homeostasis, right? And the minute my biology teacher said, the minute we reach homeostasis, we're dead. We're always swinging and moving. So I'm so curious about what's to come. I'm so curious, and I just really appreciate it.
Well, endings, so many different things, communities, a meal, life, so many things. The sweet memory for me of Kol Chai is that I still am in another local community where actually it was the first time I ever experienced Judaism with joy. And it was in direct relation to the rabbi there. And then I was invited to someone's home for a Kol Chai service in the early days. And it was such a revelation to me that I could find that in other communities and experiences. That was a real revelation.
This sounds strange, but I have had so many wonderful experiences with Kol Chai and the different leaders that we've had, and rabbis. It was one night Renee was leading services, and all of a sudden she goes from when she's singing into, I think, here, singing the music from Hair. Hair. And the whole congregation knew the words, whether young or older, everybody, and we're all just singing Hair, you know, we're singing all the music from Hair, and that was just, I just remember looking around and saying, this is my place.
So I could use some of that hair actually. That would be I'll wrap the endings and then Kol Chai into one thing, which is that when I come to any service like this, my mom is here with me because my mom loved Kol Chai. And so it's, you know, and my mom passed a year ago, a little over a year ago. And every single event, every single ceremony, every single holiday, my mom is here, and now that she's gone, it's that piece of. And so I don't have one specific Kol Chai memory. It's really just the whole feeling. Kol Chai is wrapped around that for me, and for so many of us here, my mom as well. And so when I see you guys, so many people always come to me and say, after all these kinds of things, it's like your mom would have loved it here. And it's true. So, anyway, I'll share.
My first time in Kol Chai was when I service gardens, if anyone remembers that. And it was the first time I ever experienced the Shema done as slowly and as drawn out and with all the deep breaths. And I literally cried. I've never experienced Shema like that. And to this day, that particular service was a highlight in my holiday repertoire services. The other holiday celebrated together was many years ago. Somebody opened up the backyard barn, New Paltz Gardener, I think, and there were cows right nearby where we set up for Sukkot, for the Sukkot. And it was also the same day on Penny. And so our rabbi transformed almost all of the prayers into Tom Petty songs. Not prayers, but we're all using the Tom Petty. And amazingly, it all worked. Like all of Tom Petty's music matched up with our Sukkot. Yeah.
So I'm thinking about endings with the leaves falling, and one of, I have so many sweet memories. My name's Ariel, I used to run the Forest Teacher School here, and so I'm thinking about building a center for the kids out on the land that we were on, and they just we built a sukkah in 30 minutes flat, and it was a kosher sukkah, and we sat in it, ate pretzels, and talked about Sukkot, and threw leaves in the air, and just the joy of Forest Teacher School and the creativity of these kids and watching them all seasons in all weather, learning about Judaism in the world outside.
Sukkot was it's an extracurricular. We met before and we harvested the stuff and the soup. And another thing that really stuck by me, quite a few years ago, we had the tightest, most crowded Passover. So we limited the enrollment at about 90. We ended up being 127 sitting in each other's lap. Yes. It was a
Eating
great,
lamb.
great memory.
I remember the Passover a couple of years ago, since COVID, that we had at the park over the river, and the weather was atrocious, and we were in the pavilion, and the wind was blowing the matzahs all around, and everybody was trying to keep their kippot on there. And I remember there was a moment I think we were playing improv games with the 10 Plagues with the kids, and the moment when we all just sort of relaxed into it, and stopped trying to resist the weather, and we were just like, this is what's happening. I felt like all of a sudden the wind and the rain and the storm felt like it was part of the service and felt like it was part of what's bringing us together.
Nancy, you remember, my husband's a conservative rabbi, so it took some adjustment to be in a renewal. Do you remember at that Seder that he went to the car and got my grandpa's down coat when you were leading?
Yeah.
And wrapped him in it?
Yeah.
That moment for me was transformative.
It was so beautiful.
And now every time we take that out, it reminds me of Neil and caring for you, you know. He's a leader and you were a leader, you know?
I want to say thank you to Rabbi Shear for teaching me how to access my grief. The transformation through grief that's possible with letting go of tears. Very special person. I got to watch the sunset as the rabbi of his congregation and look forward to maybe to come if the night will allow it. And then have gratitude for Rabbi Jill, who on a Hanukkah retreat taught me about the value of darkness as much as the value of light. And just the space of Kohai has created an opportunity for me to meet so many inspiring people who are sharing the same values, who are asking the same questions, singing the same songs, teaching me new, giving me good food to eat, opening their arms and their homes, and I feel really grateful to be in community with those people especially, and with everybody like saying appreciate the practice. So deep, deep gratitude for Paul and the people who sustained it. Thank you.
Yes.
I remember being at Woodland Park,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, all the kids were so little. And then I remember some of the label was on this one woman's push. And she had this girls with sparkles on her. And walker. Yeah, the walker. For me, I remember the Dale Hall. I remember the first, being at my first courthouse service, was sitting on one of these metal folding chairs at Dale Hall, being so mad I didn't have a drum.
Now you have a drum.
I had a drum soon.
Thank you, Rabbi, for allowing this process and creating this process. I think it was needed.
I just did a metamorphosis piece of the collab, and that was about the Ariel was talking about the Forest Hebrew School. The feeling of having my granddaughter receive Jewish teachings with the depth and the beauty and coherence of nature was so meaningful for me in Forest Hebrew School. And it was a fulfillment of a dream that I could see in Jewish education. And I would really just want to put this into the world, that this made the seeds for what is so hungered for within Jewish education, that this somehow plants seeds for something that honors the divine feminine and nature and is earth-based.
I got one more. Hi, everybody. Nice to see this community. I'm Sean. And my metaphor of ending I'm going to offer is graduation. And my Kohai memory goes back to Dale Hall. And actually, Daniel's sister, Rachel, said, come on over to this thing. And we found out a couple years later when we were spending more time with Shira, the third Kohai ever. And it's been a sweet place to raise a family. And I just want to say I see this community, it's just here. I don't think it's actually over. So, see you around.
I just want to give a shout out to all the great parties we had.
Hanukkah and just a lot of dancing. Some of them were damn big. Yes. And all the, and the little costume party. Yikes.
I just want to acknowledge what's invisible, because I don't really see or understand what's happening. Like, I'm really confused. I just came back. And we just did. So, I just want to acknowledge how miraculous, God-smacking miraculous it has been that the individuals who kept this place going for the last 10 or 15 years could pull it off. I don't think we understand, nor do, frankly. That kind of changes it once you see Oz behind the curtain, right? But in the movie Wizard of Oz, he played every role. And I think the people who are invisible and the work that was invisible to carry this place as far was 40, you know? And I think the rest is needed, but I agree with you that we're still here, and we're not as tired, and we didn't just do that, and so, you know, I don't think we can thank exactly people for what we don't know. There's a lot of gratitude aimed at the people who carried this place so long, so far.
I want to specifically thank Steph for the last year. Steph, you have been busting your entire butt to keep the lights on, and you've made hard calls, and you've been brave, and you've been loving, and it's been a real honor to be beside you.
An honor to serve you all. I have a memory. It was the high holidays, I think the last one before COVID in you guys remember there was a fellow who, I think he used to come to the Zoom on the hospital in Michael. So he got on stage in
Yes.
a chair and he confronted his son-in-law and he cried. I apologize.
Yeah.
He apologized. Like, apologize? Who are you thinking? Thank you.
And I just want to thank you for the tireless, amazing work that she did to get it together.
Absolutely.
She put so much of herself into it, so much of her heart, and yeah, I just want us to make how much heart she put into it, how much energy, and I'd like to be part of this group. I'm sure we're going to continue somehow, somewhere. Yep, keep rolling.
When the ceremony closes, but the conversations continue, so let the conversations all continue. It feels like there's energy behind the conversation, so make the calls, find the people, the new form will emerge. Let's say the Kaddish, Yisrais. In addition to all in our beloved good morning.
Cecilia.
Sylvia Bass. Abraham Yashira, Adam Klein. Suzanne Shepherd. Gloria Rowland.
Amen.
Temenos keeps a pretty active list. I write on Fridays and we keep the events in there, which you can sign up on our mailing list, which is temenosnyc.com. At the bottom of the page, there's the mailing list, which is pretty cool. We're gonna get a WhatsApp group together to be more texty or whatever. And we have a few on the calendar through the end of the year. I don't have the dates off the top of my head. I want to say November 22nd and December 20. Those sound right. And Kol Hai has one in 2 weeks with Laura Wolf here. Here. What date is that? November 15th.
And you're the next one. Did you say that? Did you say that?
I did that. November 15th. Anything else?
In your email about this from Kol Hai, there's a link to fill out a form to keep in touch on what becomes. Probably we're gonna keep doing home hosted Shabbases. Seems like something that I feel like we couldn't stop you doing if we tried. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we know we all love each other. Do we need a 501c3? We do not. So stay on the list. Fill out the form if you want to be part of whatever happens.
Have one if you need
One what?
it.
The form is in your email. If you look at email letting you know about tonight, there's a link to it there.
We can put it on the website. I mean, we can put a link to it on the website.
Yeah.
One more announcement. So there's one more Shabbat, right?
Yes. Yes.
The week after that, you had a whisper tell me to say this, so I'm not embarrassing my teenage son. Ari Love is turning 13 on November 23rd, and his bar mitzvah will be at a Shokin Center. And I think on Friday night, we're gonna do a service, kind of like this. But if it would please you to be there as a little, wait, like you know at the end of the movie when all the credits are over and then the character comes back? So if it would please you, the week after, to have a Shabbat service in the area, can you approach me after? And that's probably a Friday night service and a Shabbat morning service and a Havdalah. So any part of that weekend, if it would please you to be at a show, something, or I love you asked me to announce you're going, you're so welcome. It's going to be really
Shkoyach Ari Love.
And earlier today in Ellenville, the first ever Bush Belt Film Festival. It goes through Sunday. There are films all day in the evening, tomorrow and Sunday as well. And you can go online and purchase tickets. So if you ever went to any of the hotels in the Bush Belt, or your parents, or your grandparents, and you don't know anything about it, you want to learn about it, this is a great way to do it. And there's a Bush Belt museum there as well. Anyway.
Cups in the air. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei peri Amen. Chaim. Visible cups in the air.
Wanna make a motion real quick? You're not touching the bread, touch someone who touched the bread.
Sarah? Yeah, okay. See you, Sarah. 7 8. Yes. Yeah. You know, I think if we had, we wouldn't have. I mean, after we made the decision, nobody reached out to us to say, hey, we should do something. I got this $100,000. I mean, we would have needed to raise it. I don't just think it was just a decision. That's not gonna happen.